The Shianso Alliance, following the hunt. Fight together against countless enemies. Be together through endless turmoil. Of the 1,000 lifespans encountered, I take but one sip and leave the rest to its fate. World's history as a mirror. The Shianso. In an ancient era of legends, multiple Shianso ships were tasked with voyaging across the stars to search for the miracle medicine of immortality. The endless voyage took its toll on the Shianso, wearing away its conviction and shape over the long years, until their eventual encounter with Yoshi. However, all that the fruit of immortality brought upon them were sorrows, poverty, and endless war and death. It wasn't until Lan, the Eon of the Hunt, returned from the abyss. Using gravity as a bowstring and stars as arrows, Lan shattered the ambrosial arbor and put the wickedness of abundance to an end. After the Shianso returned to the righteous path, it formed an alliance under the guidance of the Hunt and formed a powerful army known as the Cloud Knights. The Alliance goals were to patrol the world and eradicate all abominations of abundance and put an end to the corruption of the undead. Over the years, the Shianso Alliance landed on a great number of worlds and used to enjoy the grace of gods. They eradicated countless undead abominations. Any civilization that worshipped abundance had to consider the possible threat of the Shianso, destroying their planet. This kind of deterrence was precisely what the Shianso Alliance is hoping to be. They want to be seen as the constant red line for those greedy for immortality, becoming the price that none dares to pay. To this day, countless souls have gathered upon the Shianso, all bearing the will of the Hunt and the intent of seeking revenge on the ravaging abundance. They will not rest until the complete eradication of the deadless doom and their cosmic tours will not end. How does the fruit of immortality bring death? Well, we have seen what immortality has been doing to people on the Shianso, so I guess we can understand. Today, on the Honkai Star Rail, you may hear it, but I'm feeling a little bit sick. Mostly a bit of a stuffy nose. So I guess we'll have to see a doctor. That's something I should have done a while ago. It's one of the oldest messages I have not yet read. Natasha! What's up? Natasha, doing outpatient runs at the robot settlement. Check my availability before you visit. Lee, are you there? Sorry to bother you, but the kids at the clinic are clamoring to see you. Is this a bad time? If it's not convenient for you, can I ask the kids to call you next time? You can call me anytime. How should we do this? I'll start a video call. Huh? What's going on? Sorry, I'll try again. I'm not very familiar with this. Sailor taught me how to use it before. I'll go ask her how to start a video call later. Sorry to have bothered you today. You can call me anytime. Has anyone given us a video call before? Do these phones have video calls? Or I can go to the clinic next time. You're welcome anytime. That was not the message I wanted to read. It doesn't matter. Doing outpatient rounds today. Replies may be delayed. Please leave a message if you have a fever, a headache, or other similar symptoms. None of those, thankfully. The online consultation bot, Nat the little doc, will reply to you based on your keywords. My toe hurts. Thank you. I received your symptoms. If your toe hurts in Billabong, a warm compress is still recommended. Do not use a cold compress as it may result in getting a cold. Gasp. I just saw your message. Please don't tease Nat, the little dog. Okay. So, does Dr. Natasha have any suggestions for a painful toe? Walk less. Simple, right? No such thing as simple in a trailblazer's life. I guess I'm taking all her messages. Lee, did your cold get better? No. Did you take the medicine according to my prescription? My cold is gone. But I didn't get some of the ingredients in your prescription. Which ingredients? All of them. Rock crab shell powder and almond oil. These ingredients seem to be Bellabog specialties. They don't have these on the Express. It's my mistake, sorry. Come to the clinic later. I will prepare some medicines for you to use on the road. As a trailblazer, the health of your body is of utmost importance. You must take care of yourself. Thank you, Nat. Don't mention it. While reading this one, I realized... No, I'm not very smart. The message I didn't read is even older. It's from Oleg. Just like the old days. Lee, can you receive this message? March 7th gave me this little thing and taught me how to use it. Well, it seems you can teach an old dog new tricks after all. It just takes time. I kinda know how it works by now. Nice to have something that lets me talk to people without meeting them face to face. Haha. What is it, Chief? Old leg with a toe that hurts. Oh no. Even you have started calling me that. Anyway, let's cut to the chase. I heard Natasha is seeing a lot of patients and hasn't slept for days. She's the backbone of the underworld and we can't afford to have her burned out. Lee, I know you did a great favor for her recently, but can I ask you to check on her again just to make sure she's alright? She's strong. She should be fine. I agree. She can be an overachiever. In any case, a little extra help is always welcome. Thank you in advance. Accept mission. Origin of the medicine. You received a message from Oleg, who hopes you can visit Natasha and see what she's up to. Every day she works tirelessly to look after the patients, so Oleg hopes you can offer her some help. Let's go see the doctor.
Another busy day ahead of us.
I wish you all a journey that is free of illness.
Need any help, Dr. Natasha?
You came at a good time. There is something you can help me with. According to my patient records, there are a few that haven't come for their follow-up visits. It happens from time to time, but never as regularly as this. I'm a bit concerned.
You're all dead.
Have you heard of the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society?
The what now? Sounds suspicious.
I agree. Generally speaking, mutual aid societies like these allow patients to share their experiences and support each other. It's a way of countering all the negative emotional effects of being ill. But there might be more to this society than that. I've got a few patients who have started refusing treatment since joining the society. It certainly makes you wonder. The most suspicious part is that no matter how much I ask, no one's ever willing to tell me anything about it. And that's where you might be able to help.
Am I gonna infiltrate? Got it. You want me to go undercover?
It sounds dangerous, but what I want you to do is actually very simple. Investigate this so-called mutual aid society and find out what exactly they're up to. If I find out they're preventing me from doing my job, or if they're bringing harm to my patients, I won't just sit on the sidelines.
Well, they get the rocket launcher.
Can I entrust you with this task?
Actually, it's a grenade launcher. We haven't used Natasha in a while. Have I ever refused you?
You're as considerate as always. This little clinic has huge numbers of patients to deal with every day. If I didn't have you here to help me out, I wouldn't be able to focus on giving them quality care. Good luck. I'll be sure to thank you properly when you're back.
Slices of life before the furnace.
You. I've seen you in the clinic. You run errands for Natasha, right?
No, I don't know no Natasha. Who's Natasha?
Don't play dumb. I might be sick, but my eyes still work.
No, you're not. Wait.
Let me guess. Natasha wants you to persuade me to go back for a follow-up visit, right? What's the use? I'm terminal. Life will be over before I know it.
Is it your toe? What's that Natasha's diagnosis?
Of course not. I read it in a book.
Oh, books are such good doctors.
Every book I read has descriptions that match my symptoms exactly. I can diagnose myself with a dozen incurable diseases before I get halfway through.
Well, don't just Google your illness. Google your symptoms. That's usually a bad... That usually doesn't help.
For people in my situation, a follow-up visit is just a waste of time and money. Not to mention medicine.
So, nothing to do with you joining the Mutual Aid Society then?
Mutual aid what now? What are you talking about?
Forget about it.
What else is there to say? Natasha was seeing me free of charge. She said I could keep a tab running for as long as I liked, then pay it back when I had the opportunity. I guess I'm too proud.
I guess you should go back to Natasha and have her look at you. Money's one thing, but life?
You think I need you to tell me? Don't try and persuade me. I've already thought this through. Dr. Vash never charged me anything either. Natasha's great, but Vash was always my number one.
Who's Dr. Bash?
Natasha's brother. They both used to practice medicine back in Rivertown. I heard he was a top student from the Overworld Medical Academy. Bellabog's main hospital wanted him. I have no idea what convinced him to set up down here. A kind heart, maybe.
Free medical care? I don't believe it.
What do you mean? Dr. Vash was a people's doctor. He handed out free medicine. He even followed up with detailed questions on how he felt. The underworld is always short on medical resources. They say that Dr. Vash made all his own medicine himself.
Why don't you go to him anymore?
You think I don't want to? I heard that he passed away. I should keep my voice down. Don't go telling anyone else about this next bit.
I won't. I'm very good at keeping secrets.
I heard that Natasha had something to do with Dr. Vash's death. They say she was jealous that her brother had stolen her patients, so she...
Grenade launch at him. And you believe that?
It's just something people were saying. I don't think Dr. Natasha could do something like that. Forget I said anything. Since Dr. Natasha sent you over specially, I'll do her a favor. I'll go to the clinic for my follow-up a little later. Bye for now.
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to money issues. I should find another patient to talk to.
Hello, elderly patient.
What was that? Oh, you'll have to be louder. My ears aren't what they used to be. Oh, everything's muffled.
I wanted to ask why you're not going for your follow-up visit.
Ah! A follow-up visit. Is that what you're asking about?
I am!
Natasha's a wonderful girl. She always gives me a thorough checkup. But at this age, it's rather a lot to bear. Even if they could cure me. I'm sure I wouldn't be around for long. I don't want to waste anyone's time.
You should listen to Dr. Natasha.
That girl's always trying to get me to take my medicine on time. I know her heart's in the right place. My husband had the same illness as me, but he never touched the medicine. He wanted to make sure I had enough. Then, one day, he said he needed to take care of some things at the mine. He never came back.
And now all the medicine is yours!
He was forever saying he wanted to go before I did. Ah, selfish old fool. I miss him. Now that he's gone, who cares how long I stick around?
I care.
You don't give up easily, do you? Still. You're full of kind words. Okay, you win. It's off for another follow-up visit with Dr. Natasha, I suppose.
I sure am getting lots of leads on that society.
Did you want to say something else? My ears are terrible.
I am sure getting lots of leads on that society.
Virtual who?
Mutual Aid Society.
All right, I heard you. Do you have to shout? No, I've never heard of any mutual aid society.
Great.
Avoiding a follow-up visit due to her husband. I should find another patient to talk to.
I guess we need more patience. Ha ha ha. This one's pretty sus.
Why haven't I gone for my follow-up visit? Are you a patient too, or did Dr. Natasha send you over?
Yes, to both. You're pretty sharp.
You should head on back then. Thank Dr. Natasha for her concern. I don't need Dr. Natasha's help now. Tell her to save her worries and medicine for other people.
I'm through seeing her too.
Huh, so you had a dispute with her. She's the only kind-hearted doctor in the underworld. I just don't really approve of her methods, that's all. Too idealistic, no real efficacy. She tries to save everyone, which means she can't save anyone. In the end, it's the patients who suffer, and she just tires herself out. Miners like me don't have time for lengthy treatments. If I can't take something and get right back to work, I may as well lie down and wait for death to come knocking. Did you, know Dr. Vash? His wonder medicine is cheap, and the results are immediate. You just need to, be willing to, take a little risk.
Risk?
Dr. Vash's medicine is different. Lots of people make a full recovery after taking it, but some get worse. And the unlucky ones check out early.
Is your Dr. Vash the same as the other Dr. Vash? Or is it someone impersonating the dead doctor?
Even knowing the risk, most people fight tooth and nail to get hold of the medicine. You know why?
They are willing to gamble with their life.
You're smarter than you look.
Not sure that's a compliment.
When life forces you to the edge, you'll throw yourself at any opportunity, even if it means risking it all. People like us, a slow and torturous treatment is the same as a death sentence. If it's between that and a quick result, we'll take the latter. Forget it. Why am I telling you all this? Dr. Vash is dead anyway.
You're just using his medicine. You're not getting medicine from Dr. Vash. What if I told you I agree with you?
What? Now you're interested in the wonder medicine? Listen up. The Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society is still selling that medicine. I can tell you where they trade, but there's a rule.
Nobody talks about the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society. Because it's difficult to spell out.
You must not tell any of this to Dr. Natasha. You hear? If you break the rule, you'll face the consequences.
Oh yeah, your secret's fine with me.
Here, take this. It's the address. A final warning. Do not reveal this information to Natasha.
Pinky
I know
promise.
where to find the wonder medicine. What should I do next? That patient didn't want me to tell Natasha about this. Should I listen to him?
Are you gonna give me a choice? Let's investigate the wonder medicine address first. Who needs Natasha? We can do this ourselves. Right, Antonia?
Things are restless in the mines these days.
You have a lot going on. But I don't think any of that is what I'm here for. No, not at all. Almost started a different quest.
Hey, where do you think you're going?
To the doctor. Buy medicine from the Mutual Aid Society.
Medicine? Oh, you mean Dr. Vash's wonder medicine, right?
Yes, I am following your marketing scheme.
You're the same as everyone else that comes through here. If you want medicine, you don't need to go any further. You talk to me. And we only take cash. This ain't a charity.
What if a patient doesn't have the money?
No money? Then you don't get any. You go home and wait for death.
Oh, great.
Say, what are you trying to pull here? If you can't afford it, then get out of my sight. I've got medicine to sell.
Oh, I got so much money.
Wait a minute. Your clothes. Are you friends with that doctor woman? I've seen you at the clinic before. I know it.
Nah, must be a mistake.
Get lost. Now. If you're a friend of that woman, then you're not welcome here. Shop's closed today. No customers.
Wait. What about our medicine? We've been waiting for ages.
Get lost, all of you. Save your breath and come back some other time.
Oops.
That medicine seller sure shut up shop in a hurry. I should head back and report to Natasha.
I let that happen to me.
Gale Force! Bullets! From the boat!
The dead return!
Time for a fun. What's that? Who's next?
sharp scythe needs targets.
Get lost, now! If you're a friend of that woman, then you're not, well...
Oh,
This is all your fault. How are we supposed to get our wonder medicine now? You should leave. If you stay here, that guy may not ever sell to us again.
maybe I should stay then.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
Are you hurt? Let me take a look. So the Mutual Aid Society found Vash's research results, and now they're selling this so-called wonder medicine to patients? Any organization doing something like this is interested in more than just mutual aid.
Yes, they're interested in money. The patient said he was willing to take the risk.
As a doctor, I don't accept that. I'm responsible for their well-being. My attitude towards this wonder medicine won't change. What Vash left behind is nothing more than reagents and experimental byproducts. The word medicine doesn't apply here. I warned the patients countless times, but seems like they had their heads in the sand all along. No wonder they kept the Mutual Aid Society a secret from me. I'm guessing the patients you met weren't exactly singing my praises, which is why you tracked the dealer down and made inquiries first. I don't blame you. After everything you heard, I'm grateful you came back to find me. Your trust is important to me. If you're curious about Vash's wonder medicine, you should ask some of the patients in the clinic. See what they have to say about the effects.
Some people say that Dr. Vash was a saint who came from the overworld to help those in need. I don't buy it. People's doctor, that's just what people who've bought into the myth like to say. Vash used to distribute free medicine all the time, but he couldn't have cared less about the people taking the medicine. The hard truth is that we were just his test subjects. It didn't matter if the medicine worked or not. What mattered was having a constant stream of willing lab rats.
Well, that sure puts a new spin on it.
Of course, I can't control what anyone else thinks. That's just how I see it.
The medicine Vash left behind? That stuff... Can you even call it medicine?
Apparently not.
I know Dr. Natasha's here, but I have to tell it like it is. Vash had zero medical ethics. He didn't deserve the title doctor. He may have had the capability, but he didn't use it to help anyone. Whenever I went to see him, he never even asked about my illness. He just prescribed me his so-called wonder medicine. If it were you, would you have taken that medicine?
About any explanation what it will do? Not really. Okay, didn't miss anything else.
Are you hurt? Let me take a look. I still haven't worked out how to convey it to you. The issues surrounding Vash. My relationship with him. The things he's done in the underworld. It's a long story.
I have time.
I'm guessing you've heard a lot of different opinions on Vash. What do you make of him?
I think he was a doctor with zero medical ethics.
I want you to go and visit another patient, a victim of the wonder medicine. I want you to see the real consequences of abusing that medicine. Once you've understood her situation, come back and tell me what you think. After that, I want to ask for your help again.
Sure. More errands.
Who are you?
Don't scare her, Lee. I'm a friend of Dr. Natasha.
Who? And who am I?
You are a lonely woman. You haven't introduced yourself yet.
Where's my husband? And where's my child? Where are they? You know where they are, right?
Try and stay calm.
You don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. Where? Where did they go?
Come over here, child. It's best to leave that poor lady in peace. Let me explain. That poor lady. Both her husband and child became ill and passed away.
That made her become like this?
Yes. Before her family passed away, she was a carefree young woman. Her husband and child caught a mysterious illness. The symptoms weren't grave, but their livelihood was certainly impacted. In order to try and rid themselves of the ailment once and for all, they bought some kind of wonder medicine. Who would have thought their condition would deteriorate so rapidly after they began using it? The two began to suffer terribly, such that death became a blessing. It wasn't long before they departed this world, one after the other. From that moment on, she became as you see her now. If Dr. Natasha hadn't taken her under her wing, well, it doesn't bear thinking about.
Just sounds like poison.
And yet, what more could have been done? They were warned about the medicine. They were told about the risks. They chose to roll the dice. Talking about it tires me out. At least my husband and I are able to help her where we can. I just hope that one day she can lead a normal life again.
It doesn't seem like it. I can talk to the ore.
I wish you all a journey that is...
I'm back.
Did you speak to her? By the look on your face, I'm assuming you've come to understand the wonder medicine all too well.
Those medicine dealers prey on our weaknesses.
Be it Vash or the Mutual Aid Society, forces like that can take full advantage of the typical underworld state of mind. Let me tell you a story.
Please do.
There was once a brilliant overworld doctor with unmatched pharmaceutical skill.
Oh, I know who this is about.
The doctor was set on developing a medicine that would steel the human body against the cold. He named his research project Blizzard Immunity. But his research met with obstruction time and time again, the biggest factor being a lack of test subjects. Tampering with the human immune system carries huge risk, and nobody in the overworld was willing to submit themselves to such experiments. As such, the doctor got in touch with his sister in the underworld, claiming that he wanted to support the medical effort below ground.
Glad you have decided to not name any names.
Naturally, his sister was overjoyed. After all, as far as medicine was concerned, her brother had always been the standard she'd strived to attain. She brought her brother underground and entrusted him with her clinic and laboratory. I think you know what comes next.
Nope. I'm not following. I'm sorry that I doubted you before.
Issuing free medicine to the needy was just Vash's way of conducting experiments on his test subjects. On some level, his reagents were able to alleviate the patient's suffering, but nothing more. They would forget their pain for a while and neglect their regular treatment plans. The result? Patients with mild illness would attribute their recovery to the so-called wonder medicine, while patients with serious illness would quickly deteriorate, and sometimes die. I cannot accept that their fate was simply the result of misfortune or risk. No true doctor would accept that. That's why I want you to help me recover all the wonder medicine. Are you willing to take on this assignment?
Somebody has to do the right thing.
Thank you. This will be hard for the people that have come to rely on the wonder medicine, but it's up to us to remove this false hope. You mustn't hesitate. Recover every last reagent that Vash left behind. I'll take responsibility for the consequences. Don't worry about that. Go. I'll be waiting for the good news.
Let's clean up that medicine, in quotation marks.
Stop right there. No one's allowed up ahead.
Oh. Don't try to stop me. I'm just taking a walk.
In the Fragmentum? Give me a break. Wait a minute, you're that clinic woman's lackey, aren't you? Did you think the Mutual Aid Society didn't have its own intel? She's after our medicine and sent you here to smash the place, right?
And I will.
Men, look lively and send this idiot packing already.
That's your worst decision yet.
Gale Force! Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
Time for a buzz. This is double speed.
You guys are not really bringing much to this fight.
A sharp scythe needs targets.
The old box has some medicine labeled with experiment numbers. This must be the wonder medicine the Mutual Aid Society was talking about. You suddenly hear footsteps behind you.
Well, look who we have here. Your reputation precedes you, outsider. I didn't take you for a bandit and a thief.
I'm just passing through.
Oh, just passing through. And our guards decided to just beat themselves into submission, I suppose.
Yeah, they kinda do that sometimes.
You listen here. I'm the president of the Complex Illness Mutual Aid Society. The medicine we hold here is lifeblood for many of our members. Are you sure you want to deprive them of that?
Yes.
Those poor patients. Along comes a life-saving wonder medicine only to be snatched away by a shameless bandit like you.
Oh no.
The underworld is full of sickness. What would happen if we left it all to that clinic to treat?
The world would be a much better place.
My Mutual Aid Society has relieved that doctor of patients at the end of the road. Shouldn't she be thanking me?
She should be rocket launchering you. Natasha would never give up on a patient, and she'd never work with an imposter like you.
Seems like you are quite bent on dismantling our operations, aren't you? Fine, seeing as you came all this way, it'd be rude not to give you the opportunity. Men, seize the medicine thief.
That was the last decision you've ever made. Those men are robots. At least until I'm done with them.
The dead return!
From the blue!
Time for a fun. This is double speed.
Blast it! What did we ever do to you? Why are you taking away our moneymaker?
That's really all you're thinking about, right?
Moneymaker? So you admit it then? You're not in this to save lives, you're in it to get rich.
What are you doing here? Oh, as if we didn't have enough trouble already.
Selling fake medicine with false kindness. You should have expected trouble to find you sooner or later. I have a responsibility to protect the well-being of my patients. Or to put it another way, I must eradicate any and all threats to them.
You can't save everyone. The underworld is teeming with sickness. How could you possibly pull it off?
You're right. I can't save everyone alone. But if I must, I would sacrifice food and sleep to treat them. The debt that Vash owes to the underworld rests with me. All I can do is help everyone to the best of my ability. To the very end.
So stubborn. In that sense, you're no different from your crazy brother.
I'll take that as a compliment. Thank you. Your actions today have saved many underworld families. I'll find a way to dispose of Vash's leftover reagents. Next time the Mutual Aid Society wants to whip up a quack cure, they'll be out of luck. Let's go back to town. I still owe those patients an explanation.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
It looks like the patients have surrounded Natasha. Let's hear what they're saying.
No, they're gonna beat her up.
What are you saying, Doctor? The wonder medicine is out of supply?
Correct. That medicine is a wolf in sheep's clothing. Wildfire has cut off the supply chain. Your ailments need rational, scientific treatment. Relying on pseudo-medicines will only worsen your condition.
Rational and scientific, huh? The way I see it, you're just jealous you lost your patients.
How dare you speak to Dr. Natasha like that? Where are your manners?
Ma'am, please think for a moment. How can you still be siding with her? That wonder medicine was working fine for us, and now it's gone because she wants it to be? How can she?
I understand your anger, but as your doctor, I ask you to trust my judgment. I will find a way to access more medical resources and help you through your struggles. If I must, I'll get help from the surface.
The surface? I almost forgot that you were an overworld big shot.
Have some respect for Dr. Natasha.
If it's respect she wants, she better find a replacement for the wonder medicine fast. If not, I'll tell everyone about how she set up Dr. Vash. I'm out of here.
Well, that went perfectly.
Are you hurt? Let me take a look.
Nat.
Oh, you're here. I apologize. That must have made for uncomfortable viewing.
I'd like to straighten out that loudmouth myself.
Don't let your emotions get the better of you. If I were in his shoes, I might well have had the same reaction. Now I need to focus on treating the patients and dispelling their doubts. Let's leave it for now. I'll feel a lot better once I've gotten rid of this mess that Vash left us. Now's as good a time as any to tell you Vash's whole story.
Oh, there's more?
If there's anything you want to know, don't hesitate to ask.
Was he your biological brother?
No, but I used to think we were so close that we may as well have been. I, actually grew up in the orphanage. It wasn't until I was adopted by an overworld family that life changed for me. My adoptive mother always saw me as her own flesh and blood, and Vash loved me like a sister. That is while we were still young. My adoptive parents belonged to a prominent medical family. As kids, we were exposed to all kinds of medical texts. When we were older, both of us got straight into Belobog's medical school. We were on a path into the medical profession.
What kind of person was Vash?
He was gentle and introverted. But when it came to work, he could be absurdly obsessive, like a completely different person. Whenever I made a mistake in an experiment, he'd bite my head off. And then a while later, he'd apologize and comfort me. He was conflicted in that way.
So you knew this medicine was his work?
I didn't know he had leftover reagents in Rivet Town. I was shocked when you told me. If you fail to make a clean break with the past creeps up on you.
Did he really pass away?
That's a long story. Ever since he was little, Vash had always wanted to develop a medicine called blizzard immunity. He saw the human body's vulnerability to cold as a disease, and wanted to cure it so that humanity could survive the eternal freeze. If he succeeded, people would be able to leave Belobog and rebuild their homes in the snow plains. I do admire his vision and perseverance, even though blizzard immunity always seemed unachievable to me.
Certainly sounds like a weird kind of medicine to make. I'd rather expect something like a sun cream, except for the cold.
I knew his research in the overworld wasn't going well. I used to write to him and ask him to come down and stay with the kids in the orphanage for a while. I thought it might help take his mind off his research. But I was too young to know what long-term frustration could do to a person. It changed him in a terrible way.
Changed him.
During his stay in the underworld, he met patients affected by fragmentum corrosion with mild symptoms. Compared with non-patients, their bodies reacted differently to hot and cold. And that fascinated Vash.
Let's corrode everyone with the fragmentum. That will save them from the cold.
He began to simulate mild fragmentum corrosion, thinking that it could lead to breakthroughs in developing blizzard immunity.
Ah, so predictable.
Those reagents of his aren't cure-alls for critical illness. That doesn't exist. Vash made the reagents to mitigate the suffering of his patients in the short term. A convenient way for him to observe changes in his test subjects. But behind my back, he had been doling out the reagents to residents who were kept in the dark. When it finally struck me that something was wrong, his terrible research had already turned him into a madman.
Nothing seemed strange to you all that time?
I trusted Vash with all my heart. Funny, isn't it? And pathetic. When his experiments were exposed, I spent a long time with Oleg discussing how to handle the aftermath. This was shortly before the underworld was sealed off. There were hardly any Silvermane guards remaining. We spent ages trying to find a way to handle Vash. In the end, Oleg suggested that we banish him and permanently deny him access to the underworld. Had his victims found out the truth, Vash would have been torn to pieces by furious underworlders. I was young and weak at the time. Oleg must have worried about how I'd react to such a scenario, or he wouldn't have suggested banishment.
You two did the right thing.
I hope so. The day I learned the truth was the day I no longer recognized my brother. Oleg and I took Vash to the overworld. He made his final request to us. To take him outside the city to the snow plains he'd always wanted to conquer. His figure gradually disappeared into the snow curtain. I've been telling myself that Vash is dead ever since.
No, surely he became immune to the blizzard.
Forgive me. I'm not good at telling stories. Vash was a terrible brother and a worse doctor. That's all you need to know.
Became immune to the blizzard by becoming a fragmentum monster.
Let's call it a day. Thank you for cleaning up the mess my brother left behind. Here, for your trouble.
I still feel troubled.
Well, are you hurt?
No. No, I'm fine. Oh, thanks, Natash. Or Nat. But this is not the end. Sorry to bother you, Lee. I haven't quite got the hang of this little thing yet. Can you come to the clinic when you have time? I have some personal things that I want to talk to you about. Yes, we still need to talk about that toe. No problem, I'll come now. Thank you, Lee. When you're leading an organization like Wildfire, it's easy to forget that everyone needs someone to rely on. Thanks for making me have this feeling again. Accept mission, Blizzard Immunity. Seems that Natasha wants to talk about some personal stuff with you. Of course you won't refuse her invitation. Go meet her at the clinic when you have time. How can I make my toe blizzard immune? Blizzard immunity? That's also very important for toes.
I wish you all a journey that is free of... Can I talk to you for a moment? I have a favor to ask. Something... rather personal.
Nat.
I want to thank you again for recovering the Wonder Medicine. It meant a lot to me. But disposing of Vash's reagents isn't enough to solve the medical supply shortage. Many of my patients can't be seen promptly, and my stock of medicine is running low. Thanks to you, the route to the overworld through the furnace core has reopened. I'd like to use it to return to the surface and see if I can get some help.
If you need recovery meds, I've got some in my bag.
Funny as always.
I also have some trash.
Remember my adoptive parents I mentioned to you a while ago?
Yes.
After the reopening of the Furnace Core passage, I had an idea. I wrote a letter and asked Sampo to deliver it to my parents' old address.
Why? Why him?
I didn't have high hopes, but amazingly, Sampo brought me my mother's reply.
He probably forged it. I'm very good at reading this game.
No, I recognize my family's handwriting. We are all doctors, after all.
Yeah, nobody could forge a doctor's handwriting.
Mom said they still live at the old house, but they're not working on the front lines anymore. They should still have some connections in the medical school and the hospital, though. If I'm lucky, maybe I can convince them to send extra medical supplies to the underworld. Of course, that's not the only reason for me to go back to the surface. I can't wait to visit my parents again, and I can tell from my mom's letter that they feel the same. If possible, I would like you to go with me.
I won't say no to you.
Wonderful. That's such a relief. I've sent another letter to my mom telling her to find us near Fountain Plaza. Don't worry, I know my way around the administrative district.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
This place doesn't seem to have changed much from what I remember. Oh, there you are. Sorry, I got distracted watching the crowds.
You were looking at the fountain.
Look at the busy flow of people. Life in the overworld carries on as usual, as if nothing has happened. We're a little early. I've got an idea. I want to buy my mom a gift. You're more of an overworld local than I am now. Any suggestions?
How about watching a play at the Golden Theater?
A play? Sounds fun, but there's a chance it won't suit my mom's taste. Let me think.
There's some good trash around, yes. Let's invite her to a tour of all the trash bins.
Oh, yes. I remember there was a florist in the overworld. How about we head over that way?
That seemed like the most obvious choice, so I didn't take it.
I've been underground for so long, I almost forgot what flowers smell like.
But do you remember what trash smells like? It's truly unforgettable.
Eversummer? Was that always the name? Seems I was too young to get the irony back then. Sorry. I don't mean to sound cynical. Maybe it simply represents the people's hopes up here. Now that I think about it, sending flowers is quite the tradition in my family. Mom, Dad, Vash, and I, whenever something good happened, we sent each other flowers to celebrate. Do you want to hear a flower story?
Always. Sorry, not right now. Let's hear one. Wow. What was your mother's favorite flower?
Each year for their anniversary, my dad would send my mom a bouquet of ball peonies wrapped in red paper. I heard that ball peonies represent love that knows no end. It does fit their marriage.
was your father's favorite flower?
My father is a famous surgeon in Belobog. Because of his fame, people in medical circles paid great attention to his surgeries. He always had a lot of stress to deal with. And each time he finished a tricky operation, my mom and I would buy a single stem of sunshine and then pin it on the chest pocket of his apron. Sunshines represent warmth and love of light. For patients on the verge of death, my dad might have been the only light to penetrate the darkness around them.
Was Vash's favorite flower?
Vash. Out of everyone in my family, I think he probably appreciated flowers the least.
Not even as ingredients for his medicine?
Still, I remember the day he received his offer from the medical academy. My parents took me to the florist, and we bought him the most expensive marquise stem in the shop. When we gave him the flower, he failed to hide his smile. You can...
Oh. I can imagine how hard it was to get him to smile. What's your favorite flower?
As an orphan, I never knew my birthday. My adoptive parents took me to the overworld and made the day I joined the family my birthday. And each year on that day, my parents would give me a bouquet of first snow. And the number of stems represented how many years had passed since I joined the family. I only found out later that first snow represents beautiful memories. My parents gave me a beautiful childhood, and I still haven't had the chance to thank them for that.
See, shall we go to the florist?
Oh, Artem, you're such a gentleman.
What flowers should I pick for that? Bouquet of ball peonies, please.
Oh, ball peonies, is it? 1 second. I'll get it ready for you. There you go. Sorry for the wait. Hope to see you again soon.
Ball peony, a very expensive flower. It blooms only once a year for a month. But honestly, the price is completely worth that 1 month of bloom.
All done? May I have a look? Ball peonies. Nice pick. I wonder if Dad still sends Mom flowers on their anniversary. I knew you'd pick the right flowers. Mom and Dad will be so happy. Let's go. My mom will be there soon. Best not to leave old folks waiting.
Wonder what she would have said if I took Vash's favorite flowers. Because that seems like the one choice that might be controversial.
Come around and have a look.
Mom!
Nat? Nat, is that you? Oh, come here, my darling.
It's been too long, Mom. Too long.
Can see she's an adoptive daughter because she doesn't have the same grey hair. Clearly, I am the real daughter.
Sorry, I don't usually get this emotional. How have you been, Mr. Oswell? Thank you so much for taking care of my parents these last 10 years.
Oh, that's not her father.
I'm doing fine, Miss Natasha, just fine. Look at you. You've blossomed into a fine young woman. Such a pity that your father...
Dad, I was wondering where he is. Is he...
Dead.
It was 3 years ago, Nat. No need to be sad. He passed away very peacefully.
And you couldn't have told her in those 3 years. Or as soon as travel between up and down was possible again.
I'm so sorry, Mom. I'm so sorry. For 10 years, I left you both in the overworld. Mr. Oswell, I'm sorry you had to bear all this weight.
Don't be, my dear. It is my honor to look after your parents.
It's not your fault that they sealed off the passage between the surface and the underground. Don't be so harsh on yourself, daughter.
Oh, Mom. I have so much to say to you. But, there's an urgent matter that needs your help.
Now that flower is kinda awkward as well. Yes. Yes, it sure is.
I apologize. I wish this were a happier reunion. But there are too many suffering with sickness in the underworld. You're the only person I can go to for help.
Oh, there's no need to apologize, my child. I've heard of your deeds down there, and I know you've saved many lives. Your father? He would be proud of you. We have many connections in the medical academy. No matter what you need, be it medicine or data, I should be able to get it for you. Be the doctor you always were, Nat. We have all the time in the world to catch up later.
I'm sorry about your father.
It's all right. I was prepared. Although it still hurts to hear it from Mom.
Yay, an achievement. What a happy occasion.
With her help, we'll be able to ease the underworld's medical supply shortage. That's good news for patients who'd lost hope. I really wish I could spend the whole day talking to her about the old days. But sadly, now is not the time. Let's head back to the underworld. We need to spread the good news.
Miss Natasha, one moment, please.
Your mother just died.
Mr. Oswell? I thought you headed back home with Mom. How come...
I apologize, Miss Natasha. As a matter of fact, there's something I have to tell you in person.
Meanwhile, this ghost girl is jumping around us.
Something that Mom isn't supposed to know?
You haven't changed a bit. Smart and sensitive. The fact of the matter is, in the first 2 years after the passage was closed off, I received many letters from Master Vash.
I see a wanted post.
What? Letters from Vash? Are you certain, Mr. Oswell?
Of course, miss. I recognized his handwriting. You'll see what I mean when you read the letters yourself. Actually, those letters were intended for your eyes only. The delivery address was the underworld, but because of the sealing off of the passageway, the letters were sent back to your old house, to me.
That old man took the worst path around us. Why did you need to squeeze between those two?
I don't understand. Did you not show them to my parents?
I'm sorry, miss. I opened one of them out of curiosity. Master Vash stressed in the letter that your parents must not know what happened to him.
At least he was kind enough to turn invisible. I guess. Oh no, here comes the child again.
That's why I put the letters in a secure place, waiting to hand them to you when we could meet again.
Oh, she took the same path. Sorry, I'm distracted.
I'm not sure if I did the right thing, Miss Natasha. I just didn't want your parents to feel that their son was so close and yet so far away.
Do you have the letters on you, Mr. Oswell? Let me take a look.
Of course, here. You can tell it's the young master's handwriting.
Asha's letter. Natasha, how have you been? I hope you are doing well. I am, as I stated in my previous letter, envious of you. You always show unwavering kindness to your patients. I'm envious of your inherent compassion. I remember giving a speech on stage when I first started school, waving my arms and advocating for the development of blizzard immunity. In hindsight, I was a fool. During my final days of medical school, I became increasingly stubborn and withdrew into myself. Experiments and ambitions consumed my heart. The patients who were supposed to be in my care were progressively ignored. Natasha, I dare not beg your forgiveness. I owe the people of the underworld too much already. I might have spent the rest of my life as a madman, wallowing in my convictions if you hadn't agreed to my desire for self-exile. The cold has revealed to me my arrogance. How can a child who grew up in warmth ever begin to comprehend a cure to bitter cold? Thank you for giving me one last chance to discover the answer. I live in abandoned houses under broken roofs and continue my experiments, one step after another. I've made breakthroughs. I'm trembling, not because of the cold, but because I can feel I'm getting closer to the answer I seek. I'd become a pariah, unable to return to civilized society nor to face my parents. But I didn't despair because I'd discovered the meaning of my existence. I had a feeling I was on the right track. The reagents I developed in the underworld have a serious flaw. The medication only addresses the issue of organ hypothermia and failure, which can easily be cured by just standing close to barrels. And it will be caught in a never-ending vicious cycle of consumption and recovery. I should have changed the focus of my study a long time ago and tried to figure out how to raise the temperature of the organs and the body in a controlled manner. Natasha, thank you very much. You helped me find the missing piece in the development of blizzard immunity.
The cold has revealed to me my arrogance. How can a child who grew up in warmth ever begin to comprehend a cure to bitter cold? Vash didn't give up on his research into blizzard immunity, even after he left the city. I live in abandoned houses under broken roofs and continue my experiments. One step after another, I've made breakthroughs. I'm trembling, not because of the cold, but because I can feel I'm getting closer to the answer I seek. If what's in here is true, then Vash must have built a lab somewhere in the snow plains, and even made progress in his research. But how can that be?
Maybe he went mad.
It's possible. But what if he was still sane when he wrote this down? I need to leave the city to recover my brother's research data. Are you willing to come with me?
Yes. Sure thing.
Leave the city? You are taking too much risk, Miss Natasha.
I've been out there quite a bit already.
I know, Mr. Oswell. But I have a hero with me. She saved the underworld. I'm sure she'll protect me, right?
Yep.
Vash, it's been so many years. Are you still alone in the blizzard? Oh, ignore me. I'm just talking to myself. Let's go. It's time to face my past head-on.
But first... There is an expressively unbridled portrait here, or rather, a wanted poster. It has to be said that the aesthetics of this artist are shocking to the eye. The frantic brushwork combined with bold colors to vividly bring the character to life, with the joyful emotion conveyed by the whole portrait spills out from the canvas. You can say it's 100% faithful in its likeness to the original. Decide to peel it off the wall. Such a masterpiece can scarcely be made public to the world. In any case, not to her at least. I can't believe there's still wanted posters around. I thought I found them all already. I also recently found one here on this screen. That must have been done, yes.
Such harsh
clearly.
cold. It's hard to imagine anyone surviving in these conditions. Unless blizzard immunity is real. Let's hurry up. We need to find any clues that Vosh may have left behind before both of us become ice sculptures.
The little Arctic bear cub watches you with its head tilted, flapping its semicircular ears. Normally wild animals are alert around unfamiliar things, but this little one doesn't seem to be bothered by your presence. I've grew. The little bear cub calls out to you eagerly, flapping its short and round limbs. It seems as if it's asking for your help. Who could reject an invitation from an adorable little Arctic bear cub? You start to approach. Gently pick up the little cub with both hands. It is lighter than you expected. A feeling of warmth spreads across your palms as your fingers are immersed in the soft area where its fat and fur overlap. Grow! The cub let out a joyous call. There's something laying underneath where the bear was set. Maybe it's a present for you. Grow! The cub seems to be in a great mood. Maybe you could try befriending it. Play with it. Grow! Tell a dad joke. This is your strong suit. You took the grand prize, the Astral Express dad joke contest you made up in your mind. Tell a joke about a ball. What kind of ball doesn't bounce? A snowball! Drew? What about iron balls, or steel balls, or osmium alloy balls? Terrible. This is not the kind of joke someone of your talent should be telling. Better luck next time. Tell a joke about work. Why did the bear get fired? Because it always skipped work in the winter. You realize you told the worst joke ever. Clearly Arctic bears don't hibernate in the winter. Better luck next. Tell a joke about snowman. How should you greet an old snowman? Hello, Mr. Water. Group? Dang, no reaction. This was clearly one of your proudest dad jokes. It seems that the Arctic bear is a species with high standards when it comes to dad jokes. This is a tough crowd. Sing a lullaby. This has nothing to do with Natasha's quest, I realize. You clear your throat. It's your time to shine. Oh no, your throat isn't feeling great today. Better take a lozenge. A refreshing mint flavor bursts from your back of your tongue, moisturizing your throat and vocal cords. That feels great, no wonder Val's always gobbling sweets. Now you are ready. Ahem. Dang, how does that lullaby start again? It's right on the tip of your tongue. An adult should know how to be flexible, so you give up the futile struggles. Just take out your phone and check. As you were wrapped up in all this, the little cub fell asleep. That's fine. You should save your wonderful singing voice for someone who really wants to hear it anyway. Beat it something. You pull a large hazelnut from your pocket. It looks delicious. Grow. Why did you have a hazelnut in your pocket? That's not important. It's already in your hand now. Toss the hazelnut to the cub. The hazelnut soars through the air in a graceful arc. All the budget of this game went into this eating animation. Grow, half. The cub cries out with happiness. If there were such a thing as a friendship level, that would have scored you some great points. Bear cub route completed. Ignore it for now. The cub seems to have figured out your intentions. It shakes its head slightly as if to express reluctance. Why? Okay, we have done all we could. What now? Well, that was silly.
Here, this looks like lab equipment. Maybe Vash left it behind. Huh. Still, it's all just used test tubes, beakers, and other vessels. There's no sign of any sample reagents or lab notes for that matter.
Maybe his memory is too good for lab notes.
Oh, I know my brother. He's meticulous when it comes to medical experiments. There's no way he wouldn't document his results. I want to go deeper into the snow plains. Can you press on any further? Gosh, the temperature keeps getting lower, but we can't give up halfway.
Trailblaze protects me. It's you I'm worried about.
No need. Don't you underestimate the leader of Wildfire. Oh.
You aren't so much on fire right now.
Let's press on then.
Have you tried investing in pants?
This may not sound like me, but I hope that deity the architects worship can grant us some luck.
Citizens? Outside the walls? Hey, you two! Stop right there!
That's a Silvermane guard. Is he yelling at us? Oh, I'd almost forgotten. No one can leave Belobog without authorization. Looks like we need to talk our way out of this.
I'm great at conversations.
I
Can't say you sound suspicious, but I can't just take your word for it either.
Captain, look at her necklace. Maybe she's telling the truth.
It's the same as Dr. Vash's.
My brother does wear an identical necklace. Do you know him?
Are you really his sister? Dr. Vash saved a lot of my soldiers.
Saved your soldiers?
Yes. Take a look at the guards patrolling outside the city. All of them are risking their lives. Aside from the monster-related casualties, we lose men to frostbite every year. But thanks to the medicine the doctor leaves us, my soldiers are able to withstand the cold. They can make camps in the snow plains as footholds for our patrols. If it weren't for the doctor, we would have long since frozen to death.
Medicine. Blizzard immunity.
Where's Vash now?
We don't know. Dr. Vash is elusive. My squad only met him once, and he didn't seem like the talkative type. He leaves the medicine at specific locations, and our patrols go there to collect it. The medicine is extremely potent. A small vial could keep someone warm for a week. Speaking of the doctor, it's been a long time since we last saw him. At least 2 or 3 years. I hope he's alive and well.
Are you still receiving medicine?
So he really did have a breakthrough in the snow plains. Oh, did the medicine have any side effects for you?
Side effects? Not that I know of. If there were a problem, it'd be that we couldn't go back to the city until the effect had worn off.
Because the city would be too hot for us. We'd break a sweat just sitting idle.
Thanks for the information. We're planning to head deeper into the snow plains to find my brother.
Seems like you've made up your mind. I'd really like to send some of my men with you, but we can't leave our posts. Here, take this medicine. If what you two told me is true, I'm sure you're more than capable of handling yourselves out there.
Thank you, Captain. We'll take it with us.
Huh. Did you open a shop here? It's so drowsy. It's so warm. Oh, there you are. Sorry if I seem a bit drowsy, but that's what happens when it gets hot. Alright, I'm awake. What brings you all the way here to the snow plains? Snow Plains combo stew. Yay, recipes. Well, someone does not need blizzard immunity. That looks ominous.
Hold on. That's a big guy over there.
You don't say.
Did you see that? There's something on the monster's back. Oh, the blizzard immunity. Shall we drink it? It's your call.
I wonder if it makes me immune to ice attacks. Let's drink it.
I'm ready. Doctor's got your back. Can you feel it? It seems like Vash's medicine is working. So warm.
Blizzard immunity cannot be frozen. Not immunity to ice, but close enough.
Time for a buzz.
Nothing major.
To the clock.
Time for a buzz.
I'll end your misery. I'll free you from your chains. Disappear among the sea of butterflies. Illusions of the past.
More enemies.
The wind is rising. Bolt! From the boat!
Time for a buzz.
I'll end your misery.
Spirit never dies.
It's done. Oh, it was my first time seeing you in battle. You've got some moves, don't you? No wonder you were able to save the underworld. Let's have a look over there. My gut tells me we should find something connected to Vash. These are records of his experiments. It's Vash's handwriting. This must be the location of his final lab. Come have a look. His last experiment was nearly 2 years ago? What happened after that? Huh. His notes seem to suggest he was working to improve blizzard immunity. Brother, where are you? What happened? Sorry. I needed to take a moment. After seeing the letters Mr. Oswald kept for me, I was hoping things might have ended differently. I shouldn't have asked you to come with me to such a dangerous place.
Also, we can't go back, because we're just gonna melt if we do. What is your feeling towards Vash?
He was my family, and someone I used to look up to. I can't forgive him for what he's done. Nor can I say I don't miss him.
It was all of Vash. Yes, all of Vash.
Maybe I should feel glad. The medicine might not have been what he wanted it to be, but it came to something. Maybe he found some inner peace.
But his victims won't ever share that peace.
You're right. There can be no forgiveness for the crimes he committed. He didn't deserve the title of doctor. But maybe this blizzard immunity can now bring benefit to others, even if it was made by a monster. Human beings really are conflicted life forms.
What now?
I'll take his records and data with me, and continue what he started. One day the world will see a perfect blizzard immunity. Before we leave, I'd like to ask for another favor. The last one, I promise.
What is it?
That should do. Hope it can withstand the snow.
He might be immune to the blizzard though. You ought to put an epitaph on the headstone.
You're right. Let me think. Here lies Vash, my brother. That'll do. Thank you for helping me. I feel like a great weight has been lifted. So long, brother. Hope you don't forget Dad's teaching. A doctor does not get to choose his or her patient, my children. Remember, never say no to those who come to you for help. Never.
That's the end of Blizzard immunity. Asha has become a visitor to the Express. And we got kindling. And the outskirts here are quiet. All the things. Interact warmly with the Arctic backup. What would have happened if I interacted coldly with it? Seems new people tend to come by immediately after we unlock them.
Not so long ago, I was still wondering whether I'd ever see Belobog's sky again. Now I'm on a train coasting through the universe. Sorry. It's so beautiful outside. I got a little lost in thought.
It's a lot here.
I almost thought I'd slipped into a fairy tale. When I stand aboard the Express, I can feel that you and I are really the same. Manifesting our own futures in this universe to the best of our abilities.
I think that's what's known as trailblazing.
Everyone's working hard for the bigger picture. I believe I'll have lots of happy memories here. Thank you for inviting me aboard the Astral Express.
Natasha, the Express crew's banished the despair choking Belobog, and sowed the seed of hope among the children of this world with a reason to look at the stars. I will tell the children stories about the Express. I hope that they will become like you guys someday. Lights that brighten the lives of others. And with that, one companion quest remains unsolved at this very moment of the game. And it's one whose trigger we have seen quite a lot of times and ignored it. So let's stop ignoring it.
Let's take it in turns. You rest. I'll stand guard.
It has been very hard to ignore, to be honest. Because it's just standing right here. Looking cute. The food stall is over there. Maybe D-Tang was not looking for a food stall. Find someone who can understand. Speaking of someone who can understand D-Tang's woofs, you immediately think of a certain cute pink-haired girl. Psychic bond between cute girls and cute puppies. Hey, Isn't that what March 7th said? Let's go. I'll bring you to March 7th. Frosty Blade's Trial. It's fun how Vache and Vash were some kind of crazy person experimenting on others in both Genshin and Star Rail. That is interesting. Also, yes, that dog needs some rebooting. It is currently having trouble.
Wheeltide Spring is in season. Everything okay?
March, can you help me translate something?
Huh? Why is D-Ting talking to you? I've always been nice to cute little animals.
This isn't a contest.
You wouldn't understand. All cute things in the world should share a mutual affinity. The first time we met D-Ting was during the Kafka hunt. I could tell there was a mysterious connection between us. Whenever he barked, I understood what he wanted to say. For example, woof woof, woof 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 woof. Meaning, hello dear, I found a strange thing at the port of Cloudford. You may want to come and have a look for yourself.
You got all that from a few woofs?
D-Ting can convey a lot of information with only a few sounds. So what did D-Ting find at the port? Come on, let's go check it out.
Sure. I believe you.
Little D-Ting says he's been dutifully searching for clues all over the Xianzhou. He notified us as soon as he found something strange. So what does he want us to take a look at?
Jade tracer lying on the ground. Light green vein flashes out an image of a teenager in the air.
This is Yang Xiang, retainer to General Jing Yuan.
Yes, we do know you.
I'm in active pursuit of a fugitive. The situation is unpredictable and developing rapidly. So I planted this Jade tracer to record my whereabouts, in case I lose contact.
And you have lost contact.
If anyone finds this tracer, please take it to the seat of Divine Foresight, so the Cloud Knights have the necessary intel to act swiftly.
Ah, so it's a recording device. D-Ting must have heard its signal and called us over here to investigate.
Sent a child to apprehend a major criminal.
You can't disqualify him just for being a little baby. If he's the General's retainer, there must be more to him than meets the eye.
But he's just a little baby.
We're not that old ourselves, right? And yet here we are. Express passengers on trailblazing expeditions.
I am actually 2,000 years old, you just don't know. Yep, even the dogs can give out missions. Nothing shocks me now.
Given everything that's been happening on the Xianzhou recently, I reckon the only fugitive worthy of a retainer's attention would be a Stellaron hunter. I wonder how he's getting along.
Check operations log. Following the trail of a Stellaron hunter, Yanqing arrives at a port somewhere in Cloudford. Well, well, well.
Blade tracking entry. Traces run cold at Starskiff Haven. I'll have to ask the Cloud Knights in the area if they saw anything. Captain, could you spare a moment?
Yanqing? Why are you all the way out here on the front lines? Shouldn't you be back at the seat of Divine Foresight?
The General already has a lot on his plate. As his retainer, it's my duty to share the burden. Nothing new to report, I assume?
Correct. After this Blade escaped from the shackling prison, he disappeared into thin air. I wonder if he's even still on the ship.
Or perhaps he had no intention of escaping in the first place.
What foul demons found their way across the stars to wreak havoc on the Luofu?
That's why I'm here, to help the General eliminate those demons.
Is that so? I didn't receive any orders from the General.
This is a covert operation.
Those always go well.
Then shall we dispatch a few knights for this operation of yours?
I appreciate the gesture, but the fewer people who know about a covert operation, the better. Making a big show of it will only scare the snake deeper into the grass. A good hunter must operate alone. Dispatch a few knights? Huh. How incapable does he think I am? I might be young now, but just you wait. If the Psycrane hadn't been damaged, we could have extracted some footage. That's no longer an option.
Cloud Knight's Patrol report. Cloud Knight's Patrol Unit Prosperity Patrol records. Previous records skipped. The incident and all related documents have been checked. A total of 32 Psycranes were deactivated. No members of personnel were found to be trapped. We received reports from evacuated persons that a suspected criminal has been sighted at the UN show docks. I have dispatched 3 members of my unit to assess the situation. The 3 team members dispatched have yet to return and cannot be contacted. I have decided to put together another group to look for them. I got to where Yi lost contact, and I saw that strange tree. Him. Sound cannot be transcribed. Yi and everyone else are staked onto the branches of that thing. Sounds cannot be described. That thing with growing all over its body. I read his dog tag. He's from the Tang Shao unit. How did he become something like that? I cut him down. But he's climbing back to his feet again. I need to report everything to the seat of Divine Foresight quickly. Why? Why won't the comms connect? And the logistics department probably all took bribes.
The perimeter is well guarded, but there are no traces of the fugitive passing through. It seems he has no intention of leaving the Luofu for the time being.
Found divination slip. The heavens open for good fortune. The sun turns to a lucky spot. Receiving this slip is no small feat. Today you are in for good luck. The final sentence of this common divination slip was crossed out, and something else was scribbled there. If guests arrive from afar, those shall rush to their service, fulfill their every wish, and respect them with utmost care. So to turn good fortune into ill fate. From Ryo Yu.
The Master Diviner is always boasting about her foresight. Didn't manage to foresee this disaster, did she?
And I guess that was not a clue. Didn't I find 3 things? Oh, I found 3 things. Summary of starships lost in East Cloudford docks. 2 stacked planes Lion Cup Collector's Edition. 22 Beyond the Dust Standard Edition. 1 large commercial vessel from the Whistling Flames Guild. This vessel has already been found. 2 combat escort vessels from the Celestial Guild. The Skybreaker, an ambassador vessel from the Interastral Peace Corporation. It collided with the guide lanes of the Palace of Astrum due to logistic issues. Financial losses are to be calculated separately. The Visage of Klipov, a commercial logistics vessel from the Interastral Peace Corporation. This vessel has already been found. The Roaring Tide, an ambassador vessel from the Sea People of Thalasus. Sound cannot be transcribed. These sound cannot be transcribed. Amphibian frogs put 60 cases of vicious carnivorous tetras in the ship. Sound cannot be transcribed. Residents of the Drifter's Sanctum reported to the Realm Keeping Commission's weather pavilion that it started to rain at about noon. Suspected transcription error to be confirmed. And 12 locals were injured due to this. I can't thank you enough. Outworlder buddies, we at the Realm Keeping Commission do this for a living. Footnote. Damages related to Cloud Knight fighter jets have already been submitted. The report currently cannot be viewed due to the Secrecy Act and related regulations. Please submit a viewing application to the document office of the Palace of Astrum and wait for their reply. The reply will be issued within 3 working days from the day of your application.
The Skyfaring Commission really made a mess of this. Who knows if we'll ever find all these missing ships.
Good luck.
Starskips are blocked from entering or exiting. There's no way the fugitive got through. But if he fled toward the interior of the ship, it'll be hard to track him down over such a vast area. A fugitive would still have to rely on starskiffs to travel between different delves. If we start by investigating the starskip he stole, maybe we can get a lead. Guess it's back to the docks again.
Cannot map.
Looks like the influence of the Stellaron spirits is growing.
To guard and defend! Crush them!
The dead return!
Strike with heart! Cute! Lend me your strength! Blade and flight! You're annoying! Watch this awesome move! Strike with heart!
Playing dead? What a childish trick.
It might not be playing that. Poke. The stiff remains started trembling with a sudden anger out from its hollow eyes. Okay, it is playing that. Why did we poke it?
Swords descend!
Well, that happened. Oh, that's not how I get past that. Instead, I made this impossible. That's all I needed to do.
What's this?
More people playing Undead.
This kind of wound. is not the work of a Cloud Knight. The best prey is one that leaves traces. Here, Diting, let's follow the scent.
Dog. Very slow dog. Oh.
Civilians are still getting attacked? Where are the Cloud Knights? Hey, don't panic! I'll get you out of there!
Strike with heart! Lend me your strength! Bladed flight!
As you have noticed with that dog standing before that house for so long, we could have done this quest a long while ago.
Cute! Watch this awesome move!
Strike with heart!
Receive divinity.
Bladed flight! Swords descend!
So that lady standing there could have been someone we met a lot earlier.
Try that again!
The dead return!
Lend me your strength! To guard and defend! Crush them! Strike with heart!
Huh? They were on their feet a second ago.
Yes, we're doing things a little bit backward, but this is a kind of flashback even in the context of this quest, so it makes sense anyway. Which I guess is good for planning from the game makers.
Thank you for your assistance, young man.
Just doing my job. The port has been sealed off. Why are you here alone?
I came with a merchant ship. The shadows of old friends have returned to my thoughts of late. I came to reunite with them and relive old times. Who would have imagined the Luofu could become such a dangerous place?
You chose a bad time to visit, I'm afraid. There's been an incident. It won't take long for the General to fix it, though. This place isn't safe. We should head to the nearest Cloud Knight garrison. By the way, did you see a man with long hair and black clothes around here? You can't see? Apologies. I thought... My name is Yun Qing. I'm registered with the Cloud Knights. And your name is?
Jing Liu.
Nice to meet you. Miss Jing Liu? Allow me to lead the way. We might have to take a bit of a detour, but I promise to get you to the Cloud Knight safely.
Yes, let's take this friendly lady along.
Where exactly are we headed, young man?
To the docks. Don't worry, you'll be safe.
She certainly needs your protection. Where did she come from?
So, are you from one of the other Xianzhou ships? The Yaoqiang? The Fanghu?
I'm from the Xiangcheng.
The Songcheng? There's a ship called the Songcheng? Why haven't I heard of it?
How long has she been away?
Miss Jing Liu, how long has it been since you last set foot on the Luofu?
Are you always this talkative?
Yes.
Just making conversation. I wanted you to know I was still here.
Let's get going.
Let's get going, miss. Careful. Take your time.
Where do we go from here?
Shh, quiet. We've got trouble to deal with first. Wait here a moment, miss. I'll be right back.
Who's that door?
Oh, I can't change character. Interesting.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
You've come at the perfect time, little one. You could use your blood to irrigate the celestial traces.
Little one? This little one is about to teach you a big lesson.
Little one? I prefer being called a Whipple baby.
The sword is like water. Blade and flight!
Tough luck running into me! Here!
You chose the wrong enemy.
Lend me your strength.
Strike with heart!
My turn!
Time for swordplay! Blade and flight! Practice is over. Swords descend! Where did these guys come from? Huh, the general was right. There's a threat lurking on the Xianzhou itself.
You are quite the sword master, young man.
You saw that?
I heard it. A sword whistles through the air and rings out upon contacting the enemy. Whilst invisible to the eye, such signals reveal the quality of one's swordplay. As a musician listens to the notes of a song, so a poet listens to its rhyme. And in the flow of combat, a skilled swordmaster delivers both with their blade. I'll wager the Cloud Knights capable of wielding 6 flying swords at a time number few indeed.
Thanks, miss.
However, your zealousness inhibits your ability to hide your line of attack.
Huh?
Which causes your sword's song to become somewhat mumbled at the end.
I guess the connection between music and swordplay is real after all. The general told me something similar. He said my swordplay was too proud and angular. He said it lacked the maturity required to win the title of Sword Champion.
Sword Champion. If I recall correctly, that title is bestowed on one who reaches the pinnacle of swordsmanship in the Cloud Knights. But that was a long time ago.
Right! Ever since the sedition of Imbibitor Lunae, the title of Sword Champion has gone unclaimed. But once everything settles down and the combat art ceremony returns, it's a title I'm determined to win.
The Cloud Knights have many martial arts traditions. Who was it that instructed you in swordplay, young man?
I see you're no stranger to the art. I won't keep you in suspense. My master is none other than General Jing Yuan of the Luofu.
General.
I know you haven't visited for a long time, but surely you've heard of General Jing Yuan. He says he has no affinity with the sword, that his skills are getting rusty. Well, if that's true, I never noticed from his training. All right, the coast is clear. Let's keep moving.
Order from the disciples of Sanctus Medicus. Yellow Milkovich. Master Primus has ordered all disciples to head to one specific delve and guide the mythical roots to grow and thrive. However, we were shocked to learn the disciple Rose Mallow was responsible for the Shenshu docks at the Cloud Fort, had perished under the hand of various outworlders. Before immense duties, one ought to put aside personal vengeance. You shall now take over Rose Mallow's task. Remember, do not disappoint the Master Primus. Gold Photos.
The Starskip voyage log can be accessed through the dock navigator array.
This is where we ended in the real world. Oh. Okay. These things are making things complicated. I see. Just a little bit complicated.
Active star skiff, active star skiff. There! This one goes past the Divination Commission and the Artisanship Commission.
Traffic records of Shenshu Crack 22 dock. Heron Express. Traffic records of Shenshu Crack 22 dock. Yancheng Seat of Divine Foresight. Stack Plains Lion Cup. Registration number Skyfaring Commission Star Class First Rank 135346. Time 3:45:22. Destination Central Starskiff Haven. Status did not return to coordinate. Beyond the Dust. Acceleration Edition. Skyfaring Commission Rapid Class Third Rank 253034. Destination Central Starskiff Haven. Did not return to coordinate. Cloud Banner Flying Arc. Did not return to coordinate.
Well, my work here is finished. Now to make sure you get to a safe destination.
Given the present circumstances, the Cloud Knight garrison probably isn't a safe destination. Wouldn't you say?
Correct. So we're not going there. I'm taking you to the Shackling Prison. Safe, well-guarded, plenty of food, and a place to sleep.
Young man, if you wish to apprehend someone, shouldn't you have a reason?
Suspicious behavior and half-truths. Those alone are reason enough. You think you can fool me just because I'm a child?
Yes. At some point she had to be sent to prison.
A sealed-off port with a stranded passenger? Unlikely. Not to mention you walking the whole way here without so much as a stumble. You can see as well as I can. The biggest giveaway was your comment about my swordplay. Correctly guessing the number of swords from the sound alone? You'd have to be more than human. You're not blind at all, are you?
I never claimed to be. You came up with that yourself. Fear not, young man. I hold no grievance against you, and have never held ill intent towards the Xianzhou. The black veil covering my eyes is merely proof of my resolve to never look back. To never fall again into Mara and destruction. I came here to catch one person. It's quite fortunate that our paths have crossed.
The one you're looking for. Is it Blade?
He goes by Blade nowadays. A fitting name for someone who dedicated his mind and body to the ways of the sword. Take me to him, young man. You are no match for me, and therefore, no match for Blade either. Let me accompany you. There is no need to throw your life away.
We've not even drawn swords yet, and you declare yourself the winner? Let me offer you a word of advice. Don't underestimate me.
I was hoping to avoid a conflict with the Cloud Knights. How about this? Let's have ourselves a little contest. We can use the abominations that have infested the Luofu as target practice, and see whose sword can slay more and slay faster.
And if I win?
Then I will obediently follow you to the Shackling Prison and receive whatever judgment awaits me there. Don't worry, I'll keep my end of the bargain. But if I win, you have to share Blade's whereabouts with me. Fair enough?
A Cloud Knight never gambles with official business. But in any case, you won't beat me.
I admire your confidence. But what was it you said earlier about declaring a winner before swords were drawn? It would seem we've cleared every abomination from the area. Let's find another location and continue our contest. May the best swordmaster win. This place is brimming with Mara, the perfect environment for honing one's skills. Surely slaying abominations doesn't count as gambling with official business?
How do we tell who's won?
We go from here to the end of the path without leaving a speck of abomination behind us. The first one to the end wins.
Deal.
Lead the way.
What if you're just using this as a chance to escape?
Jing Yuan trained you, all right?
Not an answer.
What was that?
Shit, get back! Show me what you got. Time for swordplay. Strike with heart.
Lend me your strength.
Blade and flight.
Watch this awesome move.
Strike with heart.
Lend me your strength.
A racing game. I wonder how much of a race this is gonna be.
Crush them. Blade and flight.
You're annoying.
Swords descend.
Will we see our opponent doing anything?
Where did she go?
Or is she just skipping to the end?
I didn't even see you overtake me.
Too slow, young man.
Good luck, Yanqing. He seems hard to beat.
But how is that possible?
What kept you this time? You'll need to work harder. Otherwise, you won't even catch me in a star skiff. I haven't had this much fun in a long time. A long time has passed since I wielded this sword. The heat of combat nearly cast me into the darkness. Come, young man. I'll let you finish up. I'll let you make 3 moves. Draw your sword. Don't you know it's rude to keep an elder waiting?
Oh. So we would have gotten to see her like this already, at this point in the story.
Hesitant, weak. What happened to that confidence of yours? My turn. Once you draw your sword, you must strike down your adversary in one blow without turning back.
Strike with heart!
Immortality.
Jing Yuan taught you how to slay abominations. But did he ever teach you how to deal with the Mara struck? The answer is, there is no difference. The sword pierces the body and severs its life.
Enough!
Your final move was the only one that didn't disappoint.
Well, it was my ultimate.
I lost?
Our contest has not yet come to a conclusion. For I have yet to make my final move, and the field has no opponent. Unsheathing this sword without merit is to blaspheme the divine will of the Rainbow Arbiter and invite calamity.
You...
Even with your strength, if you were to cross paths with Blade, it would mean death for you. I can give you a more dignified end than dying at his hands. To die as a swordmaster, having witnessed the perfection of my technique, refined 1,000 times over. What say you to that, young man?
I refuse. I refuse.
You have courage.
I deflected it?
I'll take those records you found. Thank you, young man. That move was a token of my appreciation. We were fated to meet this day, and in days to come.
This mysterious woman also wants to find the whereabouts of Blade. No matter what she wants to do with the fugitive, she must not be allowed to get to him first. I have to pick up the pace.
Stop record checking.
And that's the end? There's nothing else in the operations log?
Who doesn't like a good cliffhanger?
That Jing Liu seems pretty dangerous. The Stellaron crisis sure has attracted a lot of strange people to the Luofu. Shouldn't we hand this over to Qing Yuan as soon as possible?
Woof. Jade Tracer, the Jade Abacus accessory that Yanqing left behind while carrying out an operation. It records his activities and was dropped at a timely moment to warn the seat of divine foresight.
Another busy day ahead of us?
Now that we're back in the present, things make a little bit less sense timeline-wise.
What is your purpose for entering the seat of divine force?
Do let me know if you come across any rare swords.
Jing Yuan's apparition turned to you. You're not sure whether this is some kind of automatic audio-visual answering technique or a real-time remote materialization from himself. Found something left behind by Yanqing, the guy standing right beside you. Jing Yuan's holograph waves. The Jade Tracer emits a beam of light as the illusory figure flickers.
Without a doubt. This Jade Tracer belongs to Yanqing. I can't thank you enough.
Who is Jing Liu?
You already accessed the recordings?
Yep.
She accidentally pressed a button.
No harm done. She was my mentor and my superior when I was a member of the Cloud Knights. However, she left the Xianzhou a long time ago.
Jing Yuan seems silent for a while.
If you see her, be sure to keep your distance and notify me immediately.
Is Yanqing safe? He looks safe.
He took on the charge of pursuing a major criminal. It is not my place to impede him for fear of his well-being. That is the nature of the Cloud Knights and their duty. I do have confidence in him, though.
What's my AR? The max 70? 70. About Blade.
Forgive me, but I cannot disclose this information.
No more questions.
Thank you again for your help, friends from the Express. The situation remains unpredictable, so take care. I hope to be able to drink and talk freely with you once again, when everything is settled.
Well, Yanqing has become a visitor to the Express. This was essentially a prologue to what we did last time. I guess that works too. Blade. Abracadabra. Master among swords. And that is all I wanted to do today. Because I don't really want to strain my voice any more than I already have. Lynx has written me a lot of things since we last did her quest. So maybe let's quickly check in on those. And Pela. And Oleg. Maybe. Anyone there? Lee? Hey, do you know of any way to stave off sleepiness? I'm a little not good. You should try sleeping. You'll feel sober when you wake up after sleeping. I've tried it myself and it worked for me. Everyone knows that sleeping will work. I'm writing a script for the upcoming Tales exchange. To meet the deadline, I haven't slept for 3 days and 3 nights. I'm super sleepy now. Small talk's over. I need to finish it before the deadline. You can do it. Try my best. The Tale of Winterland's original art book sold out in 1 second again, but I was fast enough to get you a copy too. Great. Great. Sorry, I messaged the wrong person. You give me one as well. Not the art book. I got that from a friend. But if you're interested, I can give you a set of the Tales of the Winterlands. A set. Yeah, I bought 10 sets, so I can recommend it to people who are interested. Thank you. A real fan. Anyone there? Lee, the next performance of Mechanical Fever is about to start. You coming? I will definitely go next time. You said last time that you had been a fan for 10 years. I've been really occupied lately. Do you have a recording? I can watch that instead. I think that's a good idea. Never recorded our own performance with a phone before, but I'll send it to you if I can. Ah, it's a pity you can't be there. Let me know if you change your mind. I'll try to get you a seat. Really occupied with talking to you right now. Mechanical Fever is their band. I didn't quite understand before coming down to the bottom here. Yay! Dug up so many snow radishes and permafrost lily root bulbs today. I can have a hot pot. Yay! Hot pot? There's only veggies. Of course I can do a hot pot. I also have cream, biscuit crumbs, and canned herrings. I wanna eat too. Nope, you're too far away. You can stay hungry and watch me eat it. How could you? Haha, you're so mean. Huh? I was kidding. Next time we can get Serval, Chipard, and Pela and have a hot pot together. Yeah, let's do that. Ah! Ah! I think I ran into the legendary Belobog Caveman again. Belobog Caveman? Again? You've seen it before? Yeah. Sometimes run into it, but it always disappears so fast. Ah, hold on, it's coming. I took a pic of it. Attached dark blue caveman has been sent. Definitely the caveman. Whoa. Looks like a wild caveman, right? Finally managed to take a pic of this legendary creature. I need to send this to Serval. Might give her some inspiration for her music. Hang on. That's basically admitting I went to the snow plains again. Oh no! Serval is calling me. Talk to you later. Serval is killing me. Lee, are you coming to the next meetup? Could it be Tails? Tale of the Winterlands fan meetup. Yep, that's the one. Seems like you'll be coming, right? Come find us at Pela's booth. Booth? What's a booth? See, we go there to buy works from artists we like. It's not like we can get the official sequel. Anyways, I need help. Need to help you get prepared. I'm gonna put together the good stuff I brought in previous meetups and lend them to you. Be prepared to experience the power of the Tales series. Ha ha ha. Silly people. How have you been, Lee? Have you left Belobog yet? About to leave. Oh, is that so? I won't trouble you then. No harm in asking, Chief. I'll be frank, there's something I'd like your help with. So I've only been back to the overworld for a while. My seat isn't not even warmed up yet. And those Silvermane guards are rushing to get me to be their advisor. We've just finished that thing about the Stellaron, and these impatient fools are already trying to launch a counter-offensive at the Fragmentum. But if we're talking about the Fragmentum, I think only you lot can claim expertise. Another fight? Kinda. If you're planning to join the offense, go and look for the liaison officer named William, the Silvermane Guard restricted zone. Fragmentum they want to clear is called the Corridor of Fading Echoes. Quite a chilling name, isn't it? But I'm guessing it will be easy as pie for you. An eye for an eye. Not a thing we are gonna do now. Didn't want to accidentally run into any quests. In fact, we are really done for today. So see you again next time, whenever there's more things to do in Honkai Star Rail. Surely it's not gonna take too long for the next version of the game to come around. Who knows, maybe by next time we will have cured my toe and my voice. See you then. Bye.